Hey fellow flowers, Violet here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make this letter B lanyard. So what you'll need to know are how to do the box stitch and the 90-degree turn. I'll include reference video links down below in the description box. But to begin, we're going to start off with a box stitch. For that I have two pieces of Gimp here, white and violet, of course. And I'm going to measure them out to be the same length. And then I'm going to grab them at their midpoint. So here I am going to start a box stitch. Like I said, all the reference videos, if you need it slowed down, will be down below. So I'm going to start by making an X with the string and putting it in my non-dominant hand. And then I'm going to put my thumb down over the top of it, making note of which string I have on the bottom. And for me right here, I have a purple. So I'm going to start with the purple, bringing this string down. If it'll stay, and I'll use my ring finger to hold it in place. And then for the other purple strand, I'll bring that one up. Move the fuzzy hair out of the way. Then I'll grab the white string that's on the side here, and I'm going to go over and under the strings. So over the string that's closest to it, and then under the one that's far away so that it doesn't fall apart. And then I'll push this or pull this all the way through. Oh my gosh, this dog hair. Okay. Okay, next I'm going to grasp at the white string that's in my fingers over here and weave that one over and under as well. And I'll pull this tight. So all I've done so far is start out a basic box stitch. And I'm going to continue to weave stitches until I get to a good size for my B. So I'm just doing box stitches now, making the two loops and then going over and under. And unfortunately for this next part, my phone didn't record the turn, but like I said, I will be posting the links to the 90-degree turn down below so you can see how to do that. But that next step is to do a 90-degree turn, so that way we can get that first loop for our B. So I wove the strings for the back of the B, and then I wove the strings for the first loop. And then to get them to stick together, I'm going to make two loops with my active strings and then place the lanyard in between those two loops and weave these side strings over and under the sides, just as if the lanyard wasn't there. So weaving over the strand that's closest to it and under the strand or the loop that is far away. And then I can pull this all tight, and this will make it so that I get that first loop. Now, if you stop here, you have a letter P, but if you want a letter B, we are going to cross back over. So first I want to lock that down. So I'm going to do one more stitch before I cross back over. Weave those strands over and under, and then pull everything tightly together. And now I'm just going to quite literally flip the lanyard upside down and just start weaving the other way. To do that, I will have to cross back over the letter P, or over like the stick part. So I'll make sure it's tight, give it one more pull, and then I'll flip it upside down. And you'll see that my purple strings are on the side here. So I'm going to try to keep those ones on the side again when I weave it back the other way. And then my white strands were kind of going up and down parallel to the line. So that's what I will form the loops with. And using the side string here, going over and under, and then grasp the other string that's over here, and we'll weave this one over this first white and underneath the second one here. I'll move this purple strand out of the way so I can get under there. And now I will pull this tight. And from here, I'm going to keep weaving stitches so that way the base of my B, or the bottom part of my B, is a little bit bigger than the top part. And so I'll come back once I have that done, but here we're just weaving more box stitches. So now you can see that I have a longer section for the bottom part, and now I am ready to cross back over the base of that B again. So I'll do it just the same way, making two loops and then placing the lanyard down. But you'll notice that when I do it this way, since I'm not in the middle of the lanyard anymore, that as soon as I pull this tightly, it's going to fall off of the base. So you'll see as soon as I go to tighten this, it just falls right out. So the idea here is that we want it to stick on there. So I'm going to grasp the bottommost string, which for me is this white one, and I'm going to weave it through the bottom of my lanyard altogether, where I started the whole thing in the very beginning. And from here, now I will make those 2 loops, and this will keep everything in place and will keep that bee from falling apart. So now I can pull this all tight and kind of direct the strings in case they're kind of going off the ledge a little bit. And I always like to do, once I do a crossover, I always like to do 1 more stitch just to keep everything in place. So I'm going to do 1 more stitch here, make my 2 loops with the purple strands, then use the white to go over and under, like so. We'll pull this tightly, and then to finish we can basically just tie a knot if we'd like, or we can weave it onto a key ring really quickly, whatever you'd like to do. But there you have it. That is how you make the letter B lanyard. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to see anything else from me, please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Till then, keep blooming. Bye.